This is MIP. Get woke.
We back? Oh, okay. I didn't know what was going on.
The music cut off.
Okay. 866 99 Sirius. Folks, we're back here. Sirius XM Progress 127. Glad you could join us this morning. So, we talk all the time about, we have candidates on here, as you know, and then we talk about whether or not they support African-American media, the black press, and sometimes they don't. But I need to do a better job myself of supporting it. One of my first jobs was writing for the Afro-American newspaper in Washington, D.C. We must support African-American media. We must support the black press so that we have all of these alternatives in terms of news and information. The new, well, not new, but he's been there. I guess it's been about a year now. Of the new head of the National Newspaper Publishers Association, which is the black press, is our friend, former president of the NAACP, member of the Wilmington 10, who was finally exonerated. The man who coined the phrase, or the terms, I should say, environmental racism and environmental justice, the Reverend Dr. Benjamin F. Chavis. Ben, good morning. How are you, man?
Good morning, Mark, and God bless all your listeners. This is the day that the Lord has made, and thank you so much for your support of America's black press, black-owned newspapers, the trusted voice of black America.
We're going to be doing something regular with Ben, folks, and the black press, so stay tuned here for that. Ben, I have it right. You've been with the NNPA now. Has it been a year, about a year now?
Actually, this is my fourth year.
I'm sorry. Look at me.
That's okay.
Time flies.
No problem. Yeah, time does fly. And I'm looking forward to seeing you down in Selma, Alabama for the anniversary of the Selma to Montgomery Voting Rights March.
Now, what I did not know, I knew about Ben spending some time in Florida, but Ben's about to tell us something that a lot of us didn't know. Ben, your kids.
I live one block from the high school in Parkland, Florida. Two of my sons, Reginald and John, attended Douglas, Stone and Douglas School in Parkland, Florida, where the tragic shooting took place.
Wow.
I'm so proud of those young people in Florida now who are standing up, speaking out. And to all the high school students who may be listening this morning, or the parents of the high school students across the country, This is the time for our young people to speak up, stand up, stay woke, and make a difference.
Yeah. So both of your sons went to Marjorie Stoneham.
That's correct.
Yeah. It's been some time since they were there. So just to be clear, they wouldn't have been touched by this per se.
Right. No, they're 23, but they know a lot of the people in the community that were affected about it. And Parkland, Florida, is a unique mixed community. But, there are a lot of people there who, you saw the level of activism and intelligence by the young people, and that's because Parkland is one of the best academic schools in all of the state of Florida.
Yeah. Ben, you think this is going to be a significant change? It looks like the pendulum may be finally shifting as a result of these young people being so outspoken.
Yes, I think that the straw has finally been broken. I think that young people are not going to go back. That tragic shooting, like all these tragic shootings, it affects you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And I think these young people who are 17, 18 years old, they're going to vote this year. They're going to vote.
Yeah.
The youth vote is going to make a difference in who wins the midterm elections. I think that Congress may be totally cleaned out if they don't get this issue right. And Lord knows that Congress needs to be cleaned out. The White House, the Congress, all these judicial appointments. It's going to be a challenge, but I think we're going to rise to the occasion. And I'm so pleased, Mark, that we've just recently had a strategic alliance with the NAACP. I love the NAACP. I'm a life member of the NAACP.
Yes, sir.
And the black press now and the NAACP are going to work together to have the largest black voter turnout in American history in November 2018. This is the payback year.
Yeah, the big payback. So, Ben, and I know you're on a plane, and I don't want us to get cut off. Let me just ask you this. Dana Lash, in that crazy speech she gave yesterday, said, well, why isn't the press covering Chicago? Now, that's the only thing. I don't agree with anything she says. But when I see some of these Parkland students, these white high school students talking about their ordeal, we've never seen our children oftentimes affected by daily violence in the streets on television, be that as it may. How do we reconcile? The black press covers it. NNPA covers it. Our black newspapers cover the bloodshed that happens in our own communities. How do we reconcile that, though? We have a duty as the black press to help America understand that gun violence in the black community and gun violence in the white community are the same thing, and they caused by the same source.
Absolutely, and I see. I'll predict you're going to see Black Lives Matter. You're going to see those students in Parkland, Florida, many of whom who are not African American. You're going to see some unity across racial lines on this particular issue.
Yeah. On
gun violence, on the bloodshed in our communities, and I think that the NRA is going to lose its grip, its chokehold on politicians all over the country. You notice there's been a definite silence mark, even from those that we may say are progressive.
Right.
We need outspokenness, and I think that the black press is going to champion the cause of not only what happened in Florida, but your point, the violence that goes on in our community is a daily occurrence.
Yeah.
The mainstream media does not pay attention to it. But because the mainstream media does not pay attention, that does not mean that we have to abdicate our responsibility.
Yeah.
Our voice has to be daily. Our voice has to be hourly. And now on the internet, Mark, our voice has to be every second.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. We've got news overnight that some businesses that offer NRA members discounts, some banks that promote.
Some banks, yeah. I just noticed this morning on my Twitter feed, some banks now are cutting their contracts with the NRA.
Yeah.
That has never happened before in America. And I tell people all the time who are worried about the Second Amendment, you can't get to the Second Amendment until you get to the First Amendment. You got to be for the freedom of the press, the freedom of religion, the freedom of assembly, the freedom of the right to protest.
Yeah, yeah. National Newspaper Publishers Association, folks. Ben, how many black newspapers have we now? How many news organizations are part of the NNPA?
I'm pleased to tell you we have 250 black-owned newspapers now. We are now going to increase our membership. We're going to unite with the National Association of Black Journalists. They have 4,000 members. All the HBCU newspapers now, college newspapers are joining the NNPA. We're uniting. I mean, I got a call from Puffy. Revolt TV is joining the NNPA.
Wow.
The Source Magazine is joining the NNPA. We're going to have we already have the largest black-owned digital media network in the world. So we're going to unite, and I'm looking forward to working closer with you there, Mark, because your show is the drumbeat of the community.
Well, bless your heart, Ben. Ben, safe travels, my brother.
Thank you. And we're looking forward to doing this regular thing with you, Mark, because I think it's so important for the voice of the black press also to be on radio.
Yeah, and we have so many of these elected officials and people running for office. They need to know the importance of the National Newspaper Publishers Association, support the black press, and so should all of you as a source of information. Ben, please give us the NNPA website.
Yes, it's nnpa.org, or also our public website is blackpressusa.com, blackpressusa.com.
And, folks, that's another source of news and information for you to keep up with what is going on.
And Mark, we live stream a lot of your shows. You know, when you live stream, we live stream.
Yeah, well, bless you, brother. I appreciate it. In fact, we're live streaming right now.
Absolutely.
So you all share this. This is going to be the beginning of an ongoing relationship with the NNPA. We're going to be featuring NNPA black newspaper publishers, reporters, journalists, authors. As we always have, we're going to be doing it on a more regular basis. The Reverend Dr. Benjamin F. Chavis, who is the president of the NNPA. Ben, thank you, man. Safe travels.
God bless, man. Look forward to seeing you in Selma.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to seeing you as well. We'll all be together in Selma. Thank you, Ben.
All right. God bless.
All
Thank
right.
you.
God bless you, too. Take care now. 866-99-SIRIUS, 866-997-4748. You got something you want to tell us, Doug? Bless you, Doug. God bless you. Good morning. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment. Doug's in North Carolina.
MT, what's up? It's been a long time since I spoke to you, friend of Reverend Barber.
Yes, sir. What's happening, doctor?
What's going on? Listen, I got a question for you. Could it be that the NRA is in bed with the Russian oligarchs? The Russians have invested so much into the NRA that you might as well say that the NRA is Russia.
Well, we haven't seen the hard evidence of that yet.
Okay.
You know,
I was reading that Wayne LaPierre has a close partner that's a Russian businessman.
Repeat that.
I was reading somewhere that Wayne LaPierre has a friend that is a close business partner that is a Russian oligarch, and he's a multimillionaire, a billionaire.
I'm not. I wouldn't dispute that. I mean, I think it's something to think about. But what I would also do, two things. The Washington Post ran a story where an anonymous administration official said the other day that the shooting in Parkland was a distraction and a reprieve. A lot of people, quote, a lot of people here felt like it was a reprieve from 7 or 8 days of just getting pummeled. All right, so they now, Alex Jones is always talking about conspiracies, but when a member of the White House staff says this is a reprieve, okay, that's a little scary.
It is. Okay, thanks, MT. I'll talk to you another time.
All right, my brother. There's also a story at CNBC. Headline, NRA, Russia, and Trump, how dark money is poisoning American democracy.
Very much.
The FBI is investigating the National Rifle Association to determine whether Russians illegally funneled money through the organization to help the Trump campaign.
What do you think?
If where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, man.
Okay, Doc.
All right. Enjoy your weekend. Greg's in Florida. Greg, God bless you. Good morning. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment.
Good morning, Mr. Mark. Long time no hear.
Hey, what's happening?
I'm doing pretty good. I live in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Yes,
I got
sir.
a friend that lives in Parkland. Parkland is a cutout of Coconut Creek down in Broward County. The average income for a family in Parkland, Florida, is about $500,000 or better.
Really?
This is not your average neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the communities throughout Parkland have their own police department that police the neighborhoods where they live.
Right.
I mean, so we're not talking about your average Joe when it comes to regular neighborhoods. These people are very affluent. You have ball players that actually live in the neighborhood. So we're not talking about the average community.
Mm-hmm. So you think that is the reason for
the issue with the police officer, the reason why he's being run through the ringer is because, again, these people are used to police and taking care of their personal issues.
Uh-huh. But what I was asking is, do you think that the coverage and attention this is getting
Yes,
is
sir.
because
it's because of the people that actually live in Parkland.
Mm.
If it was just the south side of Chicago, they wouldn't have never got this much press play.
Yeah. All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Good point. 866-99-SIRIUS. All right, folks, we're going to get ready to do Friday morning fights. We may go back up on, we'll end this stream. We may go back up on stream for Friday morning fights, so stay tuned for that as well. Don't go away. Sirius XM Progress 127. Get woke. Get ready for impeachment. Join us on the radio. Channel 127. This is MIP.